Hey, welcome to the Crosshair League. This will be the grand finals this weekend. This is your host, OneTrickToni, accompanied by Lichgrave,
Hey, yo,
and we're hoping to see some exciting gameplay today. How you doing today, Lich?
I'm doing good. Hoping everybody else is doing good too.
Yep, I'm hoping to see some exciting, fast-paced gameplay coming from our competitors today. Looks like we'll be seeing, for the first round, we'll be seeing Skill Issue versus Sotoras.
Yeah, this is one of those matches that we've seen multiple times throughout the series so far, and I'm really looking forward to see what these teams are going to be bringing to the table.
I'm hoping, honestly, to see maybe some new strat we haven't seen yet, maybe some new team comp that suddenly works, but nobody's thought of yet. I believe these teams have the creativity to just bring out a win through sheer ingenuity.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
going to be interesting to see what happens.
yeah. I believe we have the map picks already, the picks and bans, so let's go over that. We'll be
Yeah,
playing today, we'll be playing in Canyon Base, Colony Trading Post, and the Underground Command Center, with the character bans being Sotora's banning Barb and Skill Issue banning Ashamar. That does put a little bit of a strain on Mikazuki because he does love to play his Barb, so I feel like that was a bit of a targeted ban. But we'll see how it goes for Skill Issue if they'll be able to adapt to the situation and move forward.
yeah, it's definitely one of the more interesting pick bands that we've seen so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the teams will be able to come up with. UCC is the first map, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to pull off here.
Yes. And if both teams are ready, we should be able to get into it soon.
Yep. So this is one of the things that we've seen multiple times where teams have gone at it the Crosshair League before, so we're going to be seeing how they progress through the tournament, and this is going to be their final. So I'm really excited to see what they pull out because these teams have been doing really good uh, in the tournament so far. So
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah. They've both put out a strong showing. Actually, all the teams here have put out quite a interesting showing of talent and not, conforming to the usual standard comps in doing this new team band. It's been showing a lot of like adaptability and like just raw skill that these players can put out on the field. And I'm just very excited to see it and commentated on it today. And we're just gonna see how it goes for both teams with the map bans, with the character bans being in place. I'm just so excited.
Yep, and we're jumping into the first one right now. We've got UCC started here.
All right, looks like we have.
These are some really interesting lineups. We're seeing E2R on the side of Skill Issue.
Pulled out by Mikazuki himself. We're seeing what he can flex to when he doesn't have his main suit on hand. And it looks like he's going to be able to flex Z2R today, which is, it's still a flanker suit. It will fit his playstyle very well. He just won't be having the verticality. But what he lacks in verticality, this suit makes up greatly for in horizontal coverage. So he's
Yeah,
going to
and one of the more
just
interesting things is a Dom on the side of Taurus as well.
no, that'd be on the
Skill
side
Issue.
of skill issue. Yeah. So Taurus will be on our blue side, and then
And they've
uh,
picked Gun Tank.
I think they're sticking with that gun tank pick. It aside from the rushdown being nerfed last patch, I think it's still relatively a decent suit if you want to put out consistent firepower. But
True.
let's see how they make it out today.
Yep. Looks like Smoothie King is going to be going first, having a straight line to the right side of the mountain. The full team is
I
going to
bel
be following him for now. It looks like they're looking for a right side push. It's one of the standard pushes we talk about, especially in the higher levels all the time. Trying to really close the gap on this mountain and trying to get in their face as much as possible. Bonekel losing his shield, going half health. Getting
Yes,
low. This is an opportunity. Zalta throwing his shield out. Smoothie King getting one.
And Xander's running in, trying to make up for the cover. Bonekel goes down, and it looks like they're fighting for the relay, but they're slowly having to back off. Cool Cheese coming in with the flank, slowly pushing him back.
Xander getting picked off. Power getting picked off.
Suits falling one by one.
Rez going out.
Ooh.
Sticks the Rez.
Cool Cheese is in the back line. He's just eating him up. Oh, two members
Moon
left
is
from
one,
Sotoras.
but he's surviving.
Oh, and
That is going to be a wipe in favor of Skill Issue.
Yeah, Skill Issue needs to set up quickly if they're going to hold this relay, because if Sotora has the better respawn, if they get back in time, it could be bad for them. But it looks like they're set up properly. Sotora's trying again to use this wall of the mountain for coverage and closing the gap on the relay quick. But Xander's eating an axe before we can even get close.
St. Michael and RX getting really low. This is actually dangerous. St. Michael getting picked off by Zombie.
Oh,
Moon
and
goes
another
down.
one down.
This is an opportunity.
But Bonekel is being the proper stars. Yes, he's covering. They're getting the revives.
Huge
And
reses.
again, they're just going back and forth. Smoothie King is about to go down to the Zaku range from the backside, but they have relay. Are they gonna hold it in time for the respawns?
Good question. Cool Cheese getting low. Zalta going down. That's huge. See if they can't pull it off. C-Dub getting one. Mikazuki getting low. Just that neutral game that we've been talking about for the past few weeks. Winning that neutral game.
Right, it's very important. So long as they hold this relay, it's going to be the biggest time killer. And it looks like the ult economy is already going to go to Skill Issue with Cool Cheese.
Smoothie King getting
RX
annihilated off the bat for the second push. This is huge for Skill Issue. That's a massive stagger. Angry Duck going down. That's their unicorn. And Cool Cheese pulling out the Hades.
Just falling one by one. It is looking ugly right now, but Sotoras need to hold their composure if they're going to at least take the relay and get a plant off. But Skill Issue just the foot on the gas, not relenting. And yes, the neutral is fine, but like when you have the opportunity to push up, you need to take those moments. And you're doing it very well here.
Yeah, let's see what Sotoras is going to be able to pull out. It looks like they have Zombie's ultimate in the form of Gundam. It's a really good spacing tool, especially if it's placed correctly, can displace a lot of people.
Garu and Xander has his ult, so they can combo with that potentially if Xander can manage to stay alive. Alright, he's out. They're coming back.
Smoothie King going for a standard push, losing his shield early. There's that Gundam ult from Moon, goes down. Cool Cheese killing it. Smoothie King taking out the counter napalm, however. Garu Cabra throwing mines in. This looks like it's going to be a good push.
I think this is what they needed.
Detour in the background, getting a smoke off.
He's won. They have to clean him up.
He's still alive.
Oh,
Smoothie King left on one, but that is waypoint secured for Sotoras.
Yes, it looks like they're going to at least be able to get a plant off if they can manage to hold their position. They need to take that pick on Cool Cheese, or actually, Angry Duck is just going to go ahead and ult right now.
Getting just the plant off, huge.
Smoothie King is holding his own against Mikazuki, but he needs backup from the team. They just need to clean up and hold their composure. It is looking like a very strong A-hold. Cool Cheese on the side, left uncontested.
Angry Duck going down. That is a massive pick. C-Dub one. Needs to be really careful here. Backing off, throwing heal pot down. Bonekel activating his Sazabi ultimate. Zalta going in for the defuse. Is going to stick it. 3 seconds left. So close. Well done.
Yes, that is a good hold from Skill Issue. That puts Sotoras on the first bomb with 53%. It is a nasty hold, but they could probably answer back with just as solid of a defense. This map is very hard to push. It's very hard to set up. And like with a proper defense, it could just be such an uphill battle the entire time. From relay to bomb to even second relay to just second bomb. Like it's just a hard fought fight for the attack at any given moment. No mistakes are given. Now we're waiting on the unit picks from both teams. Are they going to stick with the same comms? it looks to be the case from Sotoras. Skill issue also opting to stay the same. Double shield strat has been working for them so far. It's been giving them so much room to just eat so much damage and answer back with their own. Kulchi's doing a great job of just pounding any suit he sees out of existence. And popping ult after ult. His economy is just doing wonders for his team so far.
Yeah, and this is one of those things we talk about: ult economy, usage, managing ults. This is probably going to be one of the deciding factors here, especially when it comes to a very quick and fast deep attack.
Yes. As important as it is to hold on to your ult for a proper push, it is also important to not hold it, say, the entire round, where you could potentially get out another ult the whole time you're holding one. So, let's see how this goes. Yaru opting to put a little C4 on the side of the mountain, waiting for enemy attackers to push in from that side. It'll give him very good intel if he pops it and gets damage hits.
Yeah, they're going for the mountain play. This is different from what we saw out of Sotoras, trying to go for height instead of trying to push up into that valley there in front of us.
You see Mikazuki on his own. And they hug the side of the wall, and they're looking to push.
Garu getting taken out. St. Michael getting low. Bonekill getting low. Xander picking up St. Michael. Coolcheese picking up Xander. Just back and forth right now.
The suits are falling one by one, but Skillishi manages to take this relay with half their team at 1 HP. A very close engagement indeed. Sotoras needs to do a better job at confirming their kills and pushing off of that, because it is hurting them
very badly. Here goes the plant. RX Moon getting low. Still manages to get the plant off. Huge out of skill issue.
And they're off. The bomb is ticking. They're trying their best to hold it back. The enemy defenders.
They're getting C-Dub low. They're pushing up really hard here. The Hades coming out from Cool Cheese.
They're commanding so much space right now with the double shield. It's so hard for Sotoras to chew through right now.
Diffuse coming out. Gets cleared. No. That's going to be...
They managed to get it.
First map towards skill issue.
Yes. It was a tough match. A good hold from skill issue, which managed to sync him up a very quick round win for this one, for the map 1. Now, there was concerns that in the current meta there would be the double shield potentially coming out of play, but it looks like the suit with the pick and bans in place, you can potentially run a double shield as long as you eliminate your opponent's potential picks that could make him what's the word? That could destroy a comp per se. So this allows for a lot more creativity with the comps, as you said before. If there's something that heavily negates or keeps that in check, you just get rid of it. If you like a non-shield comp, you get rid of a Marsai. If you like a shield comp, you get rid of a Barb or like the melee suits. And it makes whatever strat you're trying to run that much more effective.
Yeah, and one of the things we were talking about as well with the change is how maybe Sazabi is not as strong as before, and how the slowing down of his abilities reduces his pacing. And that could be something that a lot of the teams just aren't used to.
Yes, if you're used to your teammate being a very rush down Sazabi, then this is per se a bit of a hurt to you. But with the boost dash being a better refill charge now, you have to learn to not rely on your E as much, and now your boost is going to be a bigger proponent to your play, your movement. So you just have to learn to rely less on one and more on the other now.
Yeah, and it looks like Ilishu is going to be banning Ashamar for the next map, which is going to be Canyon Base.
It looks like they're sticking to their bans, and if it worked for them already once, it could work for them again. Sotoras, I hope they see a suit that maybe they could potentially get out of the way instead of a barb. Maybe they let that one run free. They answer the barb, and maybe they see a different answer. Like maybe we need to get rid of the Pale Rider. Maybe we need to drop one of their shields. And it looks like it's going to be another barb ban.
Yeah, that's really
from Sotoras.
interesting. How the bans stay the same, but the maps change.
Yes, I think honestly it might just be a little bit of bias. They might just not like those suits, and I don't blame them. Both of those suits were very oppressive throughout their entire time in Gun Evo.
True. That.
All right, so we have Canyon Base for our map 2. We're just waiting for the ready ups from both teams, and we will be on the way. Now, the 2CP map, we have not seen this one in rotation for the breakout series, so there isn't too much practice, so I am excited to see what these teams are going to come up with in terms of their pushes. It is a very tight chokehold on the first 2 points. Before on the first relay, you have to go through 3. You have 3 options, but each option is just a very big chokehold to push through. It takes a lot of coordination, and without an Ashamar, it is very valuable to have a Hyperion on both sides.
Yeah, and one of the things with this map is the ability to just run away with it, the steamroll. We talk about all the time how this map is so easy to just run through, just burn through the enemy. Something as simple as a single stagger, a double pick, a triple pick, and that could be the whole map just immediately taken away. So
Yes.
that's something that the teams are going to have to take in mind as they go in. This could affect the picks. It clearly didn't affect the bans, but that's fine. Ashamar is a big character to ban on this map, so I think that that's actually something that's going to play into Skill Issue's favor.
Yeah, Skill Issue has shown to be a very aggressive team and to just take advantage of any missed opportunity they see. So if this is a map that is going to heavily reward that, and as long as they keep their foot on the pedal, this should be a map secured in their favor. Unless Sotoras can turn us around and again just show us something we haven't seen before. Maybe a stalwart defense, the GM, the Sazabi. Between those two, they could just stonewall out the enemy pushes.
Jim is a character that I think has been overlooked a little bit, especially over the course of the past couple seasons because of the dominance of characters like Ashamar and now with Gundam in the mix. I think definitely Jim is a character that could see some level of play used at a high level.
I'm hoping Jim sees a light of day, and yes, like you said, there is a lot of picks that have been keeping GM out of the meta. When there's a barb constantly around, GM just struggles to breathe. With an RX-78, the Hyper Hammer, one hit, one headshot, you're done. But if you're carefully playing that, and with an Ashramar on the ban list, that it leaves only one suit in the entire roster with a burn ability, aside from heavy arms, but we're talking something you could just set up and throw out of the team just like that. And GM has that ability. But GM also, being the jack of all trades, master of none, per se, can heal his team, shield, provide a decent amount of damage if you hit your headshots correctly. He's that all-rounder your team could possibly need.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that the teams are going to have to think about. So here we go. Canyon Base. Let's see what the teams are going to pull out for this one. Looks like Zombie is going to be going Marasai. This is a character that we've been talking about in the upper brackets for quite a while now, how he's been getting buffed and becoming stronger and stronger. And with the new change to his slash ability becoming so much more consistent, especially on low ping, I think that that's actually going to be really meaningful, especially here in the CIL.
Yeah.
Gun Tank also chosen on the side of Taurus. Gun Tank is a character, like you mentioned before, we saw a nerf this season, but I don't think that really changes the character too much. I think that he's still going to be extremely powerful, especially against characters like what Mikazuki's doing, picking that Z2R.
Yeah. Any 800 health suit in the meta right now is certainly struggling just to keep afloat, especially with the size. So the bullet changes, the Mars side being just such an impressive pick. any 800 health suit knows that you see a Marsa on the field, you should potentially run because that guy has too much health for you to shoot through it in a quick burst. His cooldowns are too low. It is just not a safe and favorable fight.
Now, so this is what's interesting to me is there's no Hyperion on the side of Sotoras. They have chosen to go with Gun Tank instead. So we'll see if this is a good pick for them. We'll see if it actually is meaningful.
They've also opted for a turn A. I believe they're looking for a wipe on the first or second point. Once they get to relay, just to secure it with the turn A. But let's see if C-Dub can charge his ult fast enough for that.
Huge damage coming out from Skill Issue right now.
Yes,
Putting that neutral. Mikazuki getting past with the Z2R going directly for point. C-Dub going down.
Double down to Sotoras. Zolta
Xander getting
and
low.
Bonkel. Double shielding right now. Like we said, just an impressive stalwart defense. Zombie's looking for the pick on Mikazuki, but he doesn't get it because the Skill Issue team turns around to help their teammate. Both Sazubis are down right now.
Looks like Zolta wasn't sure if somebody was going to be alive down there, and so he missed the res on Bonkel.
It is unfortunate. It's going to be a little tough for Sotoras to answer back right now. Garu a bit out of position, trying to beat him back, but he needs to get out of there quickly so he can help his team defend.
And this is also dangerous choke point that we talk about so much on the height on this map.
Yes.
Xander getting low, Smoothie King getting low. This is a free push. Zolt's going to be popping his bubble. Lunar's taking out Smoothie King. Garu taking out RX.
Skill Issue just keeping their foot on the pedal. But they can't make too many trades here because the enemy team, or the defenders, have the respawn right next to the relay. So they need to end with more suits than the enemy team, than the defenders, in order to make this push successful. Otherwise, they're just going to be playing a game of chicken on the relay with no real percentage given.
Fulgis is going down. He has his ultimate. That was a huge pick from Sotoras. Getting a res off on Xander, this actually means that they're going to be able to stabilize here.
Exactly. Like we said, enemy team, the defense, they just respawn right on the relay. It's so hard for the attackers. They just need to keep a foothold on top. But they're struggling to do that right now.
Xander going to take it out. Coolcheese activating the Hades. Xander activating the Skewer. Gets one. Lunar's going down. However, that is a team wipe.
Do we have any ults from Sotoras to answer back
Sotoras
right now?
is
No,
the closest they have right now is going to be Gun Tank, and that's critical. A good Gun Tank ult could give them the momentum that they need to retake this point.
Yes, he
Moon
needs to
getting
farm
low.
right
Lunar's
now.
coming out
He
with a
has
Dom ult. Moon putting out the butterfly. Xander not getting that ult charge fast enough.
No, and that leaves Skill Issue with 3 minutes and 21 seconds to use in a potential overtime round. Let's see if Sotoras can answer back. Again, like we said, this double shield right now with no Barb in the way, it is looking very oppressive.
Yeah, and not having that Hyperion is a huge mistake. Hoping that they can fix that. Maybe there's a different alternate setup that they can use. You know, I'm just going to throw this out there, but Mahiru, decent pick on this map. Lots of close quarters, lots of chokes, lots of alleyways.
Makes it so easy for Mahiru to just get so much value on this map. Yes. Good damage, and it whittles down your shield characters very well. And that stun, just, it's so good to just overlook. Although you have good, decent, other picks like the Dom Trooper, but the Dom Trooper's ult, I would argue, is better for a team fight. So, let's see if anybody picks up Mahiru here, or if it's just going to be left in the dirt. I would like to see a Mahiru pick. I know Lacrum would like to see a Mahiru pick.
I think we all want to see a Mahiru.
Yes, sir. All right, both teams are setting up right now.
It looks like comps are not going to be changing.
Nope. They like their picks. They're going to stay where they are. They said, this is working for us. Nothing's changing. Sotoras saying, maybe we could just outplay them on the same picks.
It looks like it's going to be a split push here. Garu and
Sotoras
C-Dub going left side while everybody else goes right. We talk about that right side as being the main entryway to attack into this area. But a split push is very interesting. Smoothie King walking in. RX Moon and Zalta are low. Skill Issue is just completely abandoned the center area. This could be bad for them.
Ooh, Bonekill goes down with the axe from Smoothie King. That is a nice axe.
Cool Cheese and Mikazuki picking up 2 kills. C-Dub also going down. Mikazuki going down. Cool Cheese picking up 2 more. It looks like this is going to be a solid hold.
Yes, the only one that needs to return right now is Sazabi, and that's very easy for him to do with his axe and fly combo.
This is actually really dangerous. Angry Duck needs to back off and get back to his team. He can't be playing neutral here. This is really dangerous. If he gets staggered, that's going to be a huge blunder.
Maybe
he's
he's
getting picked off. Xander
his
using
team.
the gun tank heal revive to get him back up. Lunar's getting low. Bonekel looking. Mikazuki is smoke, getting a little bit of neutral damage. And C-Dub overextending, getting picked off. Xander going for an alternate res. Mikazuki making sure that it doesn't happen.
Garu's left on his own right now. Again, Skill Issue is just doing a good job of alternating those shields and making sure both members are properly utilizing their shield health together and just keeping the enemy at bay.
It looks like they're going to go for that right side push again, but it seems a little bit broken, a little bit discoordinated.
They have to be careful pushing into Skill Issue right now because Cool Cheese has his ult. He needs to get picked off first in order for this push to be successful.
Zombie getting picked off. Zalta low, C-Dub low, Mikazuki also low. But he's low, but it only seems to be Sotoras dying here.
Yes, they're struggling to find a foothold right now, taking their fights separately when they should be fighting together right now, coordinating their focus fire.
This is one of the things we talk about, right? That death ball meta.
It just works so well because you have so many targets to pick at. And the axe, you need to look at your Sazabi's axe, and it's just a free pick because if he hits, the enemy is just stunned for so long.
Zombie and Xander looking for an opening here. Both of them going low. Xander getting one. Zalta's gonna go for the kill on Xander. He doesn't even have shield.
Nah, he is just pushing his limits right now.
But Zombie is going for a flank while the Turne ult goes out. C-Dub picking up Lunars. That's the Dom gone. That's the Hyperion gone. This is a push to point. Surely.
Smoothie King is rushing in, taking advantage of it right now. Fighting off Bonekill and Cool Cheese. He gets Bonekill. Cool Cheese left on his own on the high ground. But Sotoras have the relay right now.
Cool Cheese just seems to be, oh my god, he's lurking. Xander catches him out.
Keep that around, Xander, get him!
Cool Cheese getting picked off. That's a massive stagger for Sotoras. Mikazuki getting onto point, smoking in. Going down. Zalta getting one. Nope. Angry Duck pulling out the Hades. Bonekel pulling out the Sazabi ultimate. That is not going to be enough. That is going to be point taken for Sotoras. Smoothie King, Bonekel. Smoothie King taking out Bonekel.
Surviving on 1 HP in a dream. This is what we needed to see from Sotoras. They're grouping up, they're fighting as a group, and look how well they're answering the skill issue right now. This is just a completely different change of character.
Yes, but this is important, though, because Smoothie King has gone down. They don't have their Sazabi anymore. They don't have a Hyperion. And Cool Cheese has just pulled out the Hades.
Skill issues managed to regain their composure. And hopefully they take the high ground and get into the defense positions to keep Sotoras at bay. Sotoras needs to group up like they did on Relay and just push in as a team. They have ults. They know how to pop them. They need to do it right now. The time is ticking.
One of the important things, though, is did the previous push work? If it did, why? If it doesn't work again, maybe we should look for an alternate pathway. Going lower is not a bad idea, especially if the enemy team is not thinking about it or is going a little earlier. Smoothie King going in with his ultimate.
He's just charging forward to the relay, looking for the enemy to make them answer to him. And that is going to be the case with Lunars on the Dom ult. He has to get out of there, but maybe he gets a pick on Cool Cheese.
This is something that we talk about, using the Sazabi ultimate as a fake, almost, as a way to bait out the enemy team's ultimates. That's a baited Dom ult. That's huge. Now, I know that we have skill issues still holding on to that Turne ult, But Xander also has his gun tank ult, and he could use that to take out Turne. So, as it currently stands, this is actually looking decently in the favor of Sotoras right now. But,
I've spoken
you
a
know,
little bit too soon because Skillish has regained their composure. Enemy's team has been wiped off the attack. And they're getting the high ground again.
Oh.
Sotoras just needs to group up like they're doing on the right side and just push again.
You know, we
Try
talk about the
until
mechanical.
the timer's gone.
You know, one of the things is the mechanical differences between these players, and it's definitely showing right now. Skill issue, losing Bone Kel and Cool
And
Cheese.
Cool Cheese.
But Xander, or Zolta, getting a
Answering back with a
triple
huge
kill.
Hyperion ult.
And Moon going in with the Turne ult to seal the deal.
And it looks like the casket
That
is closed with Torres.
meant to be GG.
Yes, that's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Skill Issue for the set. GG's, well played. Cool Cheese just managing me to be a very strong backbone for the team. Just consistently putting out damage, popping Hades whenever he can, just keeping the enemy at bay with so much damage.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we talk about where Hades is a huge tool to have, but it has to be right. Because it can be a huge advantage for your team. If it gets picked off early, though, gone.
And it's such an important ult just to waste. You don't want to waste it.
So we are going to go to a 10-minute break as we get set up for the next round. So we will see you guys then.
Yes, everybody get your snacks, get ready to come back nice and refreshed. We'll see you then.
Ready.